I'm back. It's your girl, Simona, and I'm here with another review of Jocelyn's Cabaret, ATL, Season 2, Episode 6. So let's get into it. So this episode starts off with Chanel in Boss Tech's room. They're getting ready for the meet and greet tonight that Jocelyn has put together. And they're just in there showing each other their outfits. They're reminiscing about the night before when they went out to the club and how they were excited that they had fun and there was no drama. Chanel in her confessionals is saying how things are like basically getting down to the wire and like, you know, staying focused. And in my head, I'm like, I'm confused. Like, we only seen y'all dance like one time. Like, how is it getting to the wire? Granted, two girls did go or get eliminated, but they left on their own. So I don't know. Boss Tech is in her confessionals, basically like she's ready to show up and show out, all that shit. So the next scene, we have Jocelyn at her photo shoot. This is the photo that I believe is going to be featured at the meet and greet. She's in this very pink, fluffy outfit with a big pink cowboy hat. I thought the outfit was cute. I just thought the hat was a little bit extra. Like, it kind of like, is this a cabaret or are we going to like a rodeo? I'm not really sure, but overall, for the most part, it was cute. So she's basically on the couch posing. It's a photographer and another girl, and Jocelyn's over there being goofy, talking about some, oh, like, should I show my ass, show my booty hole, like hella crazy shit. Like, Jocelyn, fuck out of here. But nonetheless, the photo shoot did turn out really good. Jocelyn was over there working the camera, and when they showed some of the photos, she was looking bomb as fuck. So I was like, okay, she did that shit. So the next scene, we have Big Lex. She comes into the bathroom, and Miss Natural's in the bathroom also getting ready for the meet and greet tonight, and they're reminiscing about the club from last night. Basically same shit as the other girls said. They had a good time. God, there's no drama, there doesn't need to be any drama in the house, blah blah blah. So they're basically talking, and Miss Natural, that's when she leads into telling Big Lex that she's getting a divorce, because she was just saying how she's going through it, and she reveals that she's getting a divorce from her husband. Even Big Lex was like, wow, like, I didn't even know you were married. But yeah, she said basically that her husband has issues with her being a sex worker. Whenever she does have work, he thinks that she is like sleeping around or trying to cheat. And it's like, honestly, if you're getting involved or in a relationship with somebody who's in the sex industry, you already got to know what you're getting yourself into. Like, why are you getting upset and mad thinking they're cheating when this is what they do for their work, like, every day? Like, and basically Big Lex, when she tells her that in the situation, Big Lex responds back basically saying, you know, like, it really is important to find somebody who is very supportive of you and what you do for your work. And Miss Natural asked her if she got a boyfriend, and Big Lex is like, nah, like, I got like a, you know, a boo thing. And she says how she likes to take things very slow because she feels like love is sacred. Miss Natural basically brings up how, like, some men, or I guess she's talking about specifically her husband, but how, like, she'll get emotional and, you know, really like show her feelings, and then dude turn around and be like, okay, like, why are you acting like this? Like, why are you being too sensitive? You're being this. And it's like, at the end of the day, like, we're women. Like, I honestly hate when niggas do that shit. Like, you cry, you get upset, whatever, and then it's like, you're crazy, you're over emotional, you're all this. It's like, no, you have me fucked up, and I know how to actually feel and be within my emotions. Like, I'm a whole ass woman. Like, what the fuck? Like, I'm sorry you don't know how to feel anything. She was saying even if she were to take the emotions away, it still won't change the fact of what he's doing, and how, like, you know, she keeps on giving too many chances and he keeps on doing the same shit. And then Big Lex, I got what she was trying to say. She must have just like muttered out the wrong word. She was like, yeah, if you're ignoring like all the red flags in the sign, then you're illiterate. And Miss Natural in her confessional was like, this bitch is dumb. She didn't say that, but she just looked like, I think she meant to say something else, but not illiterate, because that doesn't make sense. Side note, Miss Natural really makes me want to get some like little faux locks, like do the little crochet ones. Like, I'm so tempted now, especially the cut that she has. It's like super cute. And next thing we have Lucky, Lexi, Blow, and Sapphire. I don't know whose room they're in, but they're in the room. Lucky's doing her makeup. Sapphire and Lexi Bow are like sitting around, and they're all conversating, same thing, reminiscing about the club before, how they enjoyed the night. same spiel as all the other girls for what they reminisced about with the club. And this conversation turned into something a little bit deeper, and it was actually a good conversation. So Sapphire was basically telling Lexi Blow how she admires her confidence and how, like, last night in the club she, showed off her body, and she was saying how she wished she could be that confident. And Lucky and Lexi Blow are taken aback from it because they're like, what? Like, you're not confident? Like, how? Like, we see you as this big confident person. That's when Sapphire starts revealing how she is not very confident, mainly due to her surgery, specifically her butt injections. I believe she got like illegal butt shots. That happens a lot in strip clubs and things of that, going to the hotel room, laying down, all that shit. Very unhealthy to do. And she was saying since getting them, she now regrets it because, for one, she feels like it looks too big for her body, and the actual medical facts of it, like the stuff in there moving around where it shouldn't be moving. It's hard for her to sometimes like do certain things. She was expressing how she wished she had never got it, and how now it's become a bigger situation because she said, it's easy to put the stuff in, but it's hard to remove. And she was explaining how she's gotten like an MRI and how it's so expensive to get it like fixed or like some taken out in America, and she can get it cheaper overseas, but then you risk getting your body butchered. So it's like, ugh. Honestly, I think she should just save up the money and get to the United States, because honestly, we're hearing this more and more and more about these surgeries going left. We live in a social media age where like we see all these girls with these perfect bodies, all these surgeries. I know, me being young and like kind of raised in the social media, it does, and being in the modeling career too, because I also do model, but it does really affect like how you view your body and wanting surgery. And I know, me being typically a skinnier frame girl, I've like wanted surgery and a skinny BBL and like, let me look like Drea, like, like I totally feel her. And even Lucky said the same thing too as well. Being in the dancing industry, as far as stripping, that, she's on the skinnier side, and she like, would want surgery or has thought about it. And she was like, in her confession, was like, she's like, I'm gonna be honest, if I was gonna win the $10,000, I was definitely gonna get some work done, like straight up. But Sapphire is telling her like, like it's not worth it. Like, I wish I had my small booty. At the end of the day, when you get older, you're gonna like, widen out more, get your hips. I be hearing that, and like, granted, I'm 24, so I don't know if my time has come yet or if I missed it, but like, it's not here yet. I'm still waiting, so please somebody let me know. But that was a good conversation. That's something I think a lot of girls need to hear, especially in this era of like the little butchered Barbie type bodies. And then Lexi Blow also made a good point, professional too, that there was a point in the industry where you had to be thick. You couldn't be a skinny girl and be a dancer. You had to have ass. So that's why a lot of them have these illegal ass shots. Basically, after that, they're just telling her like, oh, we're here for you, we will support you, blah blah blah. The next scene, it shows like a montage of the girls getting ready to go out to the meet and greet, and then after that, the next scene is the girls in the bus. There wasn't really much going on there. They're basically talking about weed. I think it was Boss Tech who asked like, hey, who needs the weed? And I think it may have been Miss Natural who was like, oh yeah, like we be getting bamboozled. I'm like, y'all be smoking booth? Like, granted, it is Atlanta. Like, I'm from Cali, so all I know is that good shit. Like, I went to the South one time, no lie, smoked that shit, and was literally like, this can't I know they're not smoking on this and actually getting high. Like, this must be for play. But yeah, y'all need to get that fixed. Jocelyn, I see the money for the estate and all that shit. Give them the money for some good weed too. So the next scene, we finally get to the meet and greet. It is the paparazzi scene, the little red carpet. So the girls have all these photographers in their face. They're super juiced and excited because they feel like, little celebrities. All the girls in the confessionals are basically talking about how they're super psyched to be there, how there's so many cameras. Big Lex, now, like I said, she's funny. She made a comment saying there are all these cameras in her face. She felt like she was going cockeyed. And then Boss Tech in her confessional, she's over there like, oh, like some of the photographers knew me. Like, I'm glad my fans are here to support me. I'm just like, we get it. Then Jocelyn comes out onto the red carpet. She looked good. I loved her outfit. Like, it was just such a tasteful way that she did it. It was like she had no clothes on but still had clothes on, but it was just very like classy, to me at least. Other people, I don't know, but to me, I liked it. But she basically comes on the red carpet and they're doing like a little interview with her about season 2 of the Cabaret. She goes ahead, gives her a little interview. Then the girls make their actual debut out into the actual venue, walking out to like the main platform or where the main event's gonna be. Even Jocelyn in her confessional, she's super excited too and saying like, you know what, I look good, hair done, makeup done, like bad bitch, like get at me. So then next, this is when Jocelyn premieres her video for Live Your Best Life. And the video was good. The only thing was that Barbie was in the video. And I don't know why all the girls were low-key acting shocked in the confessionals. I'm like, okay, maybe they had to do it for TV. But I'm like, I'm pretty sure in episode 2, Barbie literally said, why am I not the bottom bitch? I was literally in the video. I don't know if they didn't hear that, but all the girls in the confessional for the most part are just like, ew, what the fuck, Barbie's in this video. Like, besides that, they loved it, but like, bitch, what the fuck. And Jocelyn in her confessional too, she was like, I wish I would have had another bitch for the video, but it is what it is. The song's a smash hit, and I really do feel like it is. No lie, this song has been stuck in my head. I mean, we hear the song literally every single week, but like it is, I actually do fuck with this song. Like I'll actually play it. So then after that, Jocelyn formally introduces the girls to everybody in like the season 2 of Cabaret, and they're over there like, hey, on stage, and then that's when titties start coming out. Boss Tech and Lucky like take out their titties and they're like jumping up and down because basically Jocelyn said a comment airing out Aqua and Barbie saying like, oh, we had 2 raggedy bitches leave the house, so this is like the final 8, point them out, and I guess they decided to take their titties out. So then after that is straight party time. Basically it's a montage of them partying, the girls having fun, doing little tricks, hitting the splits, all that shit. And then obviously, you know, the girls were twerking, but these cameras were like HD as fuck because they was all up in the booty. Like there was some shit that I low-key didn't want to see. Like they got all up in there. You could see all the crevices, all the like, it was a little graphic, but nonetheless, they're twerking it out, having a good ass time. So then the next scene, we have Ballistic at the bar, and Jocelyn comes to me at the bar, and they're basically talking about the meet and greet and how they're thinking it went very well, and they're excited of how it turned out, and the audience, and just how everything was put together logistic wise, the cutouts of her, all that shit. Oh, not to mention when they first met up, Jocelyn was doing extra. She know where they gave him a kiss and just started tonguing him down. I'm like, okay, Jocelyn. So after they talk about how they thought the event went, Ballistic asked her how she thought the girls was doing with the whole event, and Jocelyn says she think they did very well at the event and they handled themselves very good. So then Melissa joins in and they start talking about the event. She asks them how they think it's going, and basically they telling her that it's lit, she did a fantabulous job, and Jocelyn wants her to put on the actual cabaret show. And then Melissa, she makes a comment saying that the DJ was playing music at one point. She was like, hey, turn that off, only Jocelyn's music. And he was like, this is her. And I was like, that was low-key shade, but like a compliment, a little compliment. But I was like, okay, bitch, like you was low-key petty for that. And I forgot how I got brought up. I think Melissa was talking about how Ballistic, how she loves the relationship and how he like balances her out. And that's when Jocelyn makes a comment and she was like, yeah, my baby daddy done got shit on Ballistic, obviously talking about Stevie J. And it's like, ooh, Lord, why we have to bring him into it? So then Jocelyn, she ends up leaving, and in her confessionals she basically states that she's okay with leaving Melissa around her man because she is a lesbian, allegedly according to Jocelyn, and that Melissa knows how to knows how to sense the thirsty ass niggas, so she leaves them to talk and go on about the night. So then in the final scene this is after the meet and greet has ended. I'm assuming they're in like the makeup room or dressing room. It's all the girls down there, and then Jocelyn finally comes down and joins them, and she's basically giving them their praise, and it's like, I'm so happy that you guys had the energy you guys had. I'm happy that y'all look good. She was telling them that I'm happy that you guys can step up on my level and like be here with me tonight. And then of course in return they gave her praise, saying like, oh, we couldn't have done it without the queen, give her claps, blah blah blah. And then Jocelyn also brings up the fact that the girls like took their titties out, but she wasn't mad. She was like, that's what the cabaret is all about. We're about to like go full out when we do this cabaret. It was like, I just want y'all to be badass bitches at the end of the day. But bringing that up, she then brings up, this is where stuff starts to take a left turn. After stating that, she tells the ladies that there's only 2 girls that she can see winning the money, but only 3 that she could see performing with her, and basically tells them to step their game up. So then this is where everything just flips. She basically tells Lucky that she has to take her crown from her being captain, and give it to Yummy P. Yeah. And basically when Jocelyn's explaining why Yummy P is going to be a new captain, she was like, Yummy P can do the full routine or do the full rehearsal, whatever. And Lucky's like, but I can too. And Jocelyn's like, yeah, but Yummy can do it better. I was like, ooh. And I was like, okay, but see, I told y'all in the last episode, I noticed Yummy P when she was dancing, because it's more to just knowing the steps. You got to have the facials. You got to have the energy, the rhythm, like, there's so much more that goes into it, and Yummy P had that, so I do not disagree with Jocelyn. But obviously, some girls aren't all happy about it. Clearly not Lucky. Yummy in her confessionals is like, clearly this bitch wasn't mad about anything, so I had to give him something to be mad about. Like, there you go. Like, let him be mad. And then that's when Jocelyn kind of explains, I feel like, to the audience that, like, they rehearse every single day, and that them and I guess producers be watching them every single day in rehearsals. So like, she's been peeping, and she peeps like Yummy P is doing her shit. Lucky in her confessional is basically like, I hate this bitch. And it's like, honestly, I can't even be mad at Lucky for low-key hating, because it is kind of embarrassing to be like, boom, in front of everybody. Like, if anything, I think Jocelyn could have went about it different. She could have behind closed doors told Lucky, hey, I'm gonna give it to Yummy, blah blah blah, this is why, like, so Lucky and Yummy at least already know. And then when she brings it to the group, it's not as awkward. It's just like, hey, this has already, you know, been discussed, they already know what's going on, but blah blah blah, this is what it is. But obviously, you know, we have to have ratings for TV, so that's not gonna happen. And Lexi Blow in her confessional, she says, yes, that she thinks Yummy P can teach them to dance. She is capable of doing it. However, she's not assertive enough to earn their respect for them to actually want to give a fucking listen. And I'm like, I actually could kind of see that. Like, I could see some of them trying to, like, run her over and try to, like, you know, take her power away from her, because she is kind of like a low, she's not reserved, because she will speak her mind, but you could tell she not really for the rah-rah like that. Keep in mind, this whole time, my reaction would have been just like Miss Naturals, because while all this is going down, the girls are like, Miss Naturals over there hitting her blunt like, oh shit, that would have been exactly me. Like, hold on, let me hit this a little bit harder, because it's about to get a little awkward. So then Sapphire basically starts bucking for Lucky and saying how she don't think it's fair that Yummy P is captain and could just take her crown away from her. Sapphire brings up how the reason why Yummy P is even doing it as good as she's doing it is because Lucky helped her. She made her slow down her movements so that it could, I guess, look the way it looks. Now, I wasn't there for the rehearsal. I'm not sure of it. I'm still kind of on Yummy P's side from when she said in her past confessional on the last episode how, like, no, it's not that my timing's off, it's that y'all is off. So what could have really happened was Yummy P could have honestly had the correct timing, because, you know, she does have her dance experience and, like, all that stuff. And she just slowed it down for them, even though she knew doing it slow down wasn't the right timing that Jocelyn had. But if it's the majority doing it fucked up, then I gotta do it fucked up too. That's what I personally think it is. But like I said, I don't know. I wasn't there for it. And then Sapphire also says too, she was like, Jocelyn, you even said this morning that she doesn't perform it as well in a group as she does with us. And then that's when Jocelyn's like, oh, I know you ain't calling me out. And she was like, you wasn't even there at the rehearsal. You was upstairs watching your bloody cooter. And I'm like, ew, like, why'd you have to say it like that? And then Sapphire was like, yeah, as I should. And she kind of bucked down a little bit. I think there is a little bit of, like, not awkward tension between Sapphire and Jocelyn, but I feel like because Sapphire is probably closer to Jocelyn's age, she felt that she can have more authority. And then it's kind of awkward because, you know, Jocelyn has to put her in her place, like, no, bitch, like, I run this shit. Basically, Sapphire's like, look, that's my little nigga. I'm always go for her. I just think that she should still be captain. Like, you know, I don't think this is fair. And basically after that, Jocelyn kind of wraps it up with them by saying, like, look, I keep telling y'all, the more y'all help each other out, the more y'all will win. And at the end of the day, like, it is what it is. This is the new captain. Let's go, you know, do this, a show. So I'm trying to figure out timeline wise, when is it going to be? Because even Jocelyn has said too, like, you know, things are coming up, and we've only seen them rehearse once, but obviously behind closed doors they've been rehearsing. So I don't know how show wise is all gonna work out. Like, I'm assuming this is gonna be 10 episodes this season, but we'll see. After that, the girls are all just kind of gathering amongst each other. Some of them are hugging Yummy P, the ones who are not hating on her. And that's when Lucky goes up to Jocelyn and she was like, no, I understand why you did this. Like, you're only doing this to push me harder, but I'll always be the original captain. Something like that. And it's like, oh my gosh. In my head, I'm just kind of like, I thought it was kind of made clear that captains were going to be switched in and out. That's the vibe that I got from it, from like the first or second episode, because she kept telling Lucky, even when she got the crown, that it was for now, meaning that someone else can possibly take away your captain like stance. So I don't know why she's so pressed on like, oh, I'm the original one, because it's like there's gonna be probably more captains throughout. That's what I'm assuming, but okay. So yeah, that was a little shade she threw. Obviously Yummy caught that shit, but she's not really paying no mind to it. So yeah, that's basically the end of that episode. Next episode, here are the highlights that they show. I'm gonna be reading this off my pad, so. But the highlights they show for the next episode are that Yummy basically telling Lucky not to take shit personal, because Lucky was basically like, oh, like, you know, I can't refer to you as captain. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not calling you that. Like, she just really taking this so deep. Like, she must have never earned any awards in, like, elementary school, never won anything in her life, because it's like, damn, bitch. Like, is it that deep? Next episode, Boss Tech is wild, and I guess her drinking is getting out of control and is starting to cause friction in the house among the girls, and it ends up being, I guess, a deep talk may happen. I don't know. Lexi Blow is all up on Jocelyn, low-key looking like they about to but Jocelyn talking about something may have to cut off the cameras. And then Yummy P Miss Natural may be getting into it because Yummy P threw her under the bus. I don't know, we'll have to see. But if y'all like this review, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and follow me on my socials. Thanks for watching.